can sync it together.
Where I want to do it is by, they may not let us put it. Okay. But because it
Yeah, I got the direct line. I'd rather. You know what I mean?
yeah, oh yeah.
I knew you would.
You got 7. Chris, you got 7?
7, yeah, but. Ready?
It's okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Where'd Joe go?
Who are you calling to do the play?
There's
And one more time.
Charlotte Erkison.
This meeting is now called to order. Welcome to the Township Council Workshop, Monday, February 10, 2020. Ms. Eckerson, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Charlotte?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Charlotte. Mrs. Kraus, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. A notice of the meeting is prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey, on January 9, 2020. A copy of the notice was faxed to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk on said date.
Mrs. Kraus, please call the roll.
Councilmember Coordinator?
Present.
Councilmember Kawadi?
Present.
Councilmember Seaver?
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Present.
Council President Scoba.
Present. Before we go on with the meeting to the mayor, Mr. May has, the chairman of the Municipal Alliance has a very important program he'd just likes to explain tonight. Mr. May?
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I thought I'd love to put it on top.
I'll use this one. Silly. Hi, my name is Steve May. I'm the coordinator for the Township Little Falls Municipal Alliance. And on Wednesday, the 12th of February, we have a special event happening at Passaic Valley High School in conjunction with Woodland Park and Totowa. It is a seminar on vaping. And it is an epidemic, and we're bringing forward this information for the parents of our children so they can understand the factors and what goes into it, recognize the warning signs, recognize where some children happen to be able to hide their vaping equipment from our parents or friends, neighbors. It's open to everybody, grandparents, aunts, uncles, any adult that wants to attend could go online. There's some of these flyers in the back room, and you could go online and register to attend. It's free. It's from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Passaic Valley High School. Vaping affects children as young as 5 years old. 5. I've seen pictures. I've gone to seminars. It is a tragedy, and it is our responsibility, I believe, as adults overseeing our children. They're very active in the school system here, the grammar schools in Little Falls. We have a lot of programs that we sponsor along with the police department and the Board of Education for our children about drug awareness. However, vaping is absolutely an epidemic. It's very easy to hide, and this will help you be able to understand what is happening, why it's happening, and help to prevent it. Just want to thank you for your time, and good luck to all the cheerleaders here tonight. They're going to get recognized. Thank you, Mr. Council President.
Thank you, Mr. May. At this time, Mayor Damiano.
At this time, we have two proclamations that we're going to read to begin the night for our cheerleading champions here in town. And then we have one for our Little Falls Business Association. And I'm going to begin with our 4th grade and under squad. Whereas Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 4th grade and under squad, are being recognized for 5 first place and 2 second place finishes during their 2020 cheer competition season, and coming less than 4 points away from an undefeated season. Whereas the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 4th grade and under squad, who proudly compete right here in Little Falls, have been a competitive program working from August until January to prepare for the 8 competitions they compete in all over the state of New Jersey. And whereas during their successful 2020 season, the 15 members of 4th grade and under competitive team triumphed over teams who compete on a regular basis and who have established competitive programs ranging from 5 to 20 years experience. And whereas the Little Falls competitive cheerleading squad has transformed their program from only competing in one local competition to establishing an entire season of competitions all over the state of New Jersey. And whereas we recognize the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition 4th grade and under squad for winning 5 first place competitions, and look forward to what they will do next season and throughout their time with the program. Now therefore be it resolved that today we are here to honor the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition 4th grade and under squad for an outstanding season. Be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize February 10th, 2020 as Little Falls Junior Hornets Cheer Day in the Township of Little Falls. And now I'm going to ask the 4th and under coaches, Melissa Hanna and Amber Baracco, to join me up here to introduce all of the junior coaches and all of the girls on their teams.
We're missing a couple because of this horrible flu. So the first people I'd like to recognize are our junior coaches. I didn't see you guys if you came in, so hopefully they're here. If not, I still definitely want to recognize all the hard work these girls put in. Sophia Garage, Francesca Rento, Cassie Sweezy, and Emma Sieber. All right, when I call your name, you guys can come up. First, Kylie Almendinger. Ava Baracco. Olivia Baracco. Dylan Karuba. Out sick, but in our hearts, Alexa DeMarco. El Donardo. Charlotte Erickson. Ariana Gonzalez. Kylie Hanna. Another one out sick, Allison Kosh. Olivia Mariconi. Ashling McAvoy. Mia Nunez. Molly Schutz. And Paige Wagner.
Congratulations. All right, now we also have our 8th grade and under cheer team who had an incredible season this year. And I'm going to first read a proclamation for them, and then we're going to call each of them up as well so that they can get their award. Whereas Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 8th grade and under squad, are being recognized for 1 first place and 2 second place finishes during the 2020 cheer competition season. Whereas the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 8th grade and under squad, who proudly compete right here in Little Falls, have been a competitive program working from August until January to prepare for the 8 competitions they compete in all over the state of New Jersey. And whereas during their successful 2020 season, the 17 members of the 8th grade and under competitive team triumphed over teams who compete on a regular basis and who have established competitive programs ranging from 5 to 20 years experience. In addition, these young ladies were placed in categories with club teams and managed not only to hold their own, but in many cases, to beat their scores. Whereas the Little Falls competitive cheerleading squad has transformed their program from only competing in 1 local competition to establishing an entire season of competitions all over the state of New Jersey. And whereas we recognize the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 8th grade and under squad, for winning 1 first place competition and 2 second place trophies in the most difficult divisions of competitive cheerleading. We look forward to what they will do next season and throughout their time with the program. Now therefore, be it resolved that today we are here to honor the Little Falls Junior Hornets cheer competition, 8th grade and under squad, for an outstanding season. Be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize February 10th, 2020, as Little Falls Junior Hornets Cheer Day in the Township of Little Falls. Congratulations. I'm going to call up the coaches of the 8th and under. We have our coaches, Maria Haraka, Tina DeMarco, Heather Leon, and Denise Blue.
Eighth and under, we have Lily Almendinger, Mia Babylonia, Grace Callie, Emily Canfora, Dylan Karuba, Brianna Caruth, Adriana Cataldo, Victoria DeMarco, Emma Flores Ortiz, she's also a captain, Rachel Haraka, Sabrina Heaney, Kira Leon Lopez, also a captain, Jazriel Miranda, poor Danya, I'm going to murder her last name, Danya Palaguachi, maybe? Jillian Russo, Deanna Stancato, also a captain, Mackenzie Taylor, and then our junior coaches, Jocelyn Dupas, Daniela Angelo, Juliana Liati, Maddie Harrington, and Gianna Cavuto, and Isabella DeMarco.
Congratulations to our 8th and under team. All right, and now I'm going to ask the individuals from our Little Falls Business Association to join me up here in the front for the reading of a proclamation. This group does so many things for us here in town, including our Breakfast with Santa, our Family Fun Night, our Fall Festival, the annual block party. There's so many things that are happening year-round here that the Little Falls Business Association is responsible for, and they help make Little Falls an even better place every single year. And we want to thank them for being here with us tonight and for everything that they do. Want to join? Anyone else to join us up here? Come on, all the members. All right. Whereas the Little Falls Business Association, which was established in 2013, offers unified advocacy to local businesses in the township. And whereas the Little Falls Business Association provides a connection between the town, government, and the local residents. And whereas the Little Falls Business Association supports the businesses community through education and the interchange of ideas to help strengthen the businesses of Little Falls. And whereas the Little Falls Business Association is a nonprofit organization that uses the talents and resources of its members to develop community activities and events such as Breakfast with Santa, Family Fun Night, the Fall Festival, and the annual block party. Now therefore, I, James Belford Damiano, Mayor of the Township of Little Falls, hereby recognize Little Falls Business Association for their hard work and dedication to the community. Thank you all. All right, everyone, we're going to take about a 1-minute recess before we resume our regular meeting, and I want to thank everyone for joining us here this evening, from all of our cheer squads to our business association. Thank you all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did, and so I'm like, you know, she can kind of figure out from there. Exactly. So, yeah, she loves it. But I have to count, like, she's able to probably push, like,
Even though one of my good friends started out that way. Now she judges national.
oh, right.
I can't think of my niece, they're married in the
Oh, yeah.
my niece is Where are they?
This year, she was on. Somebody from over here. Now Amber. Eight this year. Like if I stayed home. Right. So I think out of the 8, I think I went to like 6. You know what I mean? That's right. But like, nobody like specifically wants to eat this. And then yeah. Right to go watch somebody else. Oh, she just like did the music. It was great. Fantastic. Right, I loved it. Awesome.
Right. You weren't
Actually, I should have put him up here. Should you remind me? I should have put him up here.
Okay.
Yes. Great. I did tell him.
Did you hear that? I know you didn't.
Not this week, you know.
You said you couldn't log in or something, but then,
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Can I have a motion to open to public comment for general matters only?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed to this motion, please signify by saying nay. Mrs. Kraus, can you please read the statement?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. Please give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President.
The floor is open. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Andrew Baggett, 78 Franklin Road, Denville. My Little Falls interest is 105 and 107 Main Street in the center of town between Stevens and Center Avenues. Just would like to congratulate all the cheerleaders, their coaches, the business association members, Steve May, he's always doing a good job around town. I have a couple quick questions I would like to direct to the mayor. Last meeting, the mayor, you mentioned in your State of the Town address, the PNC lot. Could you go into a little bit of detail for me?
Mayor, would you like to address that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. We are in the final stages of negotiating and discussions with PNC about the acquisition of the lot there. As you know, we've purchased the first 3 homes on Stanley Street, and we're looking to incorporate all of them into one large municipal parking lot, where we're hoping to net a good number of total spaces in that area, and again, have that for public parking to assist our downtown area.
Any timeline? Any?
Unfortunately, some attorneys don't move and respond as quickly as I may or others may like. So no, I don't know of an exact timeline at this point. We're waiting for some responses from them. I know that PNC as an organization has numerous layers that they need to get through to make any sorts of transactions like this happen. So requests or responses from them are sometimes do take some time. But I don't know of an exact time frame. I'm hoping that this may be wrapped up maybe by around the summertime this year.
What's the status with the houses? Have we purchased them?
All three have been purchased for quite some time now. The first one started, I believe, maybe 2.5 years ago or so. I believe that was 60 Stanley Street, then 58 Stanley Street was purchased sometime after, and the final property, which is the, I'll call it a triplex, or the three-family there, was finally acquired now about 6 months ago at this time. Is that about right? About six months ago. So all three of them have been acquired now for some time. The township has been maintaining the properties, mowing the lawns, making sure that the upkeep remains, copacetic.
What's the rest of the process that it involves to get the houses down?
Sure. So much like our FEMA lots, we will go through the normal testing, whether that be for lead, whether that be for other sorts of tanks or whatever it may be. It will then go out to bid, as all of those homes did down there. We'll put a package together. We'll go out to bid on the demolition of the homes, and we will then have those homes demolished, ready to be turned into a parking lot.
Most of the time, when somebody purchases a property, before they purchase it, they would do a tank test.
We did all of the standard testing. That was all, but lead-based paint, things like that, whether there be asbestos and those types of...
In tearing it down where the dust might fly in the air.
Correct.
You didn't address the lot directly behind the Antique Center and the Taco Affair. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. I've actually spoken to the owner of that lot not too long ago. They haven't given me a definitive answer one way or the other, so I'm still waiting for confirmation whether or not they are going to be looking to retain the lot, or whether or not the lot will be somehow the town's to utilize or to own, one or the other.
You have spoken to Jim Sestone?
I have spoken to the family, yes.
Because in the fall, after your proposal, I spoke to Jim Sestone, and he knew nothing about your plan. Thank you.
For the record, that's incorrect. For the record, it's incorrect.
Mr. Sestone told me...
Well, that's
incorrect. How can you tell me?
I can tell you emphatically because it's incorrect.
I spoke to him, and he knew nothing about the purchase of his lot and the mayor's downtown parking plan.
Well, again, that's incorrect. Anyone else?
Luis Fernandez, 54 Harrison Street.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good.
Being that I'm a quiet person, I wasn't going to talk tonight, but every time I come here, and
I'm
all
sorry.
of you, all laughing.
No, well, because we appreciate you talking. I mean, we don't have no issue. Go ahead.
Every time I come to one of those, whether it's a workshop or a meeting, and you know that I've been coming for quite a few years.
You don't miss a meeting, sir.
Thank you. I will, because of an operation that I have to go through. But anyway, I see, especially lately with Mayor Damiano, the proclamations. And so whether it's a cheerleader, or somebody else in town, there's a proclamation. And I think it's great, don't get me wrong. I think it's good to let the people in the community that they are appreciated, and they are doing a good job. But I have never seen in all these years a proclamation for the police department. And I'm going to say that because in the recent, I don't know whether it's an epidemic or related to the coronavirus, I don't know. But they're never mentioned. And in the past 36 hours, we had right next door 2 attempts to kill 2 police officers. In fact, they're still under, I don't know if one came out of the hospital, the one already did. So I think they deserve, if not a proclamation, just as much as recognition as the cheerleaders. They're members of the community, that they put their lives, I know they get paid, but they put their life, I don't think they do it because of the pay. I think they do it because that's within them. I think being a police officer, you have to have it within, to help the community and to want to be a part of that community. So it will be nice if one day you will recognize the police department, you do a proclamation about regarding the police department, and just to let them know that even though you get paid, even though you are, we appreciate what you do for us, day after day, week after week, year after year. That's all I have.
Mr. Fernandez, we appreciate you bringing it up. We concur. The police department does an excellent job for us here. Does the council have any comments or questions regarding Mr. Fernandez's resolution or proclamation about the police department? Mayor, do you have any comment?
But just very briefly, I think that I certainly engage in frequent conversations with all of our police officers here in town and do frequently thank them for their service. In fact, on days where I know they have scheduled trainings and various types of things that they're doing, I oftentimes try to bring them, well, this is of course going to go over like a lead balloon, but I bring them coffee and donuts and pizzas and things like that. So I do show my thanks to them in a number of ways, whether it be coffee and donuts or things like that. So I think they do know that there is support for what they do here. I think they understand the support that myself as well as this council shows them on a regular basis. And frankly, while there are certainly a good number of proclamations that we do here at council meetings, because there are, as you said, a lot of good things happening here in town. I can tell you, and I can't say this from personal experience, but our police officers who are not on duty at this moment, I think to have them come here to hear a proclamation would almost be doing them a disservice, asking them to come here, spend time away from their family when they're already away from their family for their 12-hour shift. Having them come here for a proclamation might in fact be a disservice to them. But it is not because or for a lack of a proclamation for them that there's, it's not the lack of proclamation that doesn't mean that it's not because of the lack of a proclamation or just that doesn't mean that we don't support them and that we don't have major support for them here in town, because myself and this council, and I believe I can speak on all of their behalves without issue, certainly support our police officers and everything that they do for us here in town.
Maybe
not only the thought, it's also the coffee and the donuts.
Mr. Fernandez, maybe, I know they do it at the PBA dinners, Chief, where they bring up officers that had acts of heroic nature. Maybe the council would entertain, along with the mayor, maybe once a year to bring in a few officers that had outstanding performance of a specific situation, that the public could see that, okay?
Council President, just very quickly.
Yes, Councilman Quaddy.
And we also do recognize them when police officers are hired, when they're promoted. You should hear the mayor speak about his appreciation for the department. It doesn't necessarily happen at a council meeting, but it does happen. And so I want you to be aware of that there is a lot that goes on that you may not be privy to.
If you don't mind, we have to keep it recorded, Mr. Fernandez.
Unfortunately, like you say, Mr. Kawadi, the public doesn't see it.
Yeah, that's
It's all
true.
behind doors. So we see the proclamations because it's right in front of our noses, but we don't see when you congratulate one of the police.
I mean, they see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The floor is still open. Seeing no one else come forward, can I have a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed to this motion, please signify by saying nay. Mayor, Mr. Crucio.
Thank you, Council President. The first item this evening is our flood ordinance amendment. And as the council will see in the copy that they've been handed, it is somewhat color-coded as to the changes that are being made to the provisions in this particular amendment. And they are highlighted because the yellow changes are changes that are required by the DEP and by FEMA. The blue changes are the changes that are being incorporated to meet all of our CRS, which are our community rating system requirements, which helps with the decrease in the rate for flood insurance for our residents. And the green modifications are template language from NJDEP that should be in our particular ordinance here. So the changes that are being incorporated into this are, again, somewhat substantial in that the amount of changes that are included are certainly substantial. It does, again, bring us more in line with what the DEP, FEMA, and CRS requirements are, and that's the reason for all of the changes that you'll see throughout the entire ordinance here.
Are there any questions or comments regarding the flood ordinance amendment? Mayor, number 2.
Sure. Number 2 is the resolution approving the list of LoSAP-eligible volunteer members of the Little Falls Fire Department. This is something that is done on an annual basis through the municipality. It's a necessary step in approving this list so that they can receive their length of service award eligibility and receive the contribution from the municipality each year.
Any comments or questions regarding resolution number 2? Mayor, number 3?
Sure, the last one I am very excited about. I do need to thank Miss O'Hare, Miss Dorothy O'Hare, for all of her hard work in acquiring the excavator that the township now has shared in conjunction with Woodland Park. The excavator is currently downstream in the Peckman River, at least when the river and the water levels permit. It is in there removing the shawls and the buildup and the debris that have occurred from all of the constant rainstorms that we've had. We are now just going to be finalizing the shared service agreement that we've had on a verbal agreement with Woodland Park. We're going to be formalizing it in our written shared service agreement that we're going to enter into with them for the use of that excavator.
Are there any questions or comments regarding number 3, shared service agreement for Woodland Park excavator? Thank you, Mayor. Can I have a motion and a second to approve resolution? Can I have a motion to approve resolution A and B?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Kraus, please call the roll on resolution A and B.
Councilmember Coordinator?
Yes.
Councilmember Kawadi?
Yes.
Councilmember Seaver?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Mrs. Kraus, please read ordinance 1377.
Public hearing and adoption of ordinance number 1377, an ordinance entitled Ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code, Chapter 280, entitled Zoning, Article 14, Industrial I District.
Can I have a motion to open to public hearing on ordinance 1377?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying nay.
Andrew Baggett, 78 Franklin Road, Denville. You know my interest in town. Did you contact the people that are directly affected by this ordinance?
Mayor?
No, there was no direct contact with everybody within the light industrial zone. In fact, a lot of our light industrial zone is being converted to, some of it even currently as residential, like we see down here on Main Street. But no, to answer your question, we have not contacted each and every person that has a place of business within the light industrial zone.
Why not? I mean, don't you think they have a right to come here and...
They certainly do.
The owner of the property?
They certainly do. All public notices have been properly posted. There's, again, we've spoken about this at several meetings. There's no fast ones being pulled here. It's certainly been on the agenda. It's been discussed at workshops. It's been introduced at public meetings. So there's certainly been adequate public notice.
Back when you lived Bowertown Road and they were going to put the sidewalks in, you were a council person.
Mr. Beck, is this concerning 1377?
It's regarding notification. And the mayor proclaimed at the meeting that I got my notice in the mail today. And I'm wondering, it was a county road, but he was notified. Eva Dispari, over on Lincoln Avenue, regarding the houses on Stanley Street, came to a meeting and asked if she was going to be notified. And the mayor responded that she will be notified by a letter in the mail. I'm wondering why certain people are notified and why other people aren't notified.
Counselor, can you give the reasoning on how we do this?
Obviously, Browertown was before my time, and I'm not sure about the other situation, but whenever there's a change to an ordinance with regard to a zoning district, there's no personal notice required. So if there was an application for development, there is a notice that is required to a 200-foot property owner list, which may have been the reason why those people received a notice. There may have also been particular notices because of the type of properties that were affected along Browertown. I know Browertown was the one where the county was redoing the sidewalks all along, and the county may have, on its own volition, have sent out a notice. But in terms of this particular one, in terms of an amendment to a district, there is no personal notice required. And on top of all, there's certainly no need for the mayor or any municipal official to call all the property owners in the district to ask them what's going on. Do you want to come in? I mean, that's not the standard.
Just out of a courtesy, we should make it the policy. I want to go back to Ordinance 1341, and at a late November meeting, I came because I was notified by a guardian angel that called me and told me to come to the meeting. And I came to that meeting, and you spoke and told me, Council Wenzel, of the legal action. And you mentioned that I could come back on the December 17th meeting. Not one council person here, I will excuse Councilman Kawadi, spoke up and told me that I could come to the December 10th meeting. Right here, asking to be notified, and not one person, not one of you, I will excuse Mr. Kawadi, came forward and told me I could come to the December 10th meeting.
Are you talking about the ordinance that
Yes.
was proposed concerning the removal of parking spaces
Yes.
on Main Street?
Yes.
Okay, that's on the public roadway, on a
Right.
county roadway?
Right.
Okay, where your property is located,
Right.
correct?
You gave-
And you know that ordinance was never passed, correct?
Yeah, I realize it, and I'm wondering what the status is going forward on it.
Excuse me, sir, that's got nothing to do with 1377, so you're out of order.
Well, just,
You're out of order. It has nothing to do with 1377. We're on
I'm
1377.
asking about notification, and
sorry.
we're going over the notification.
You're now on to
I'm
another
asking-
topic, sir. You're now on to another topic, so it's 1377 we're discussing. Do you have anything else to say on 1377?
I think that in going forward, to show transparency, why don't we notify the people, get them here? The building owners, the
Well,
people that work
that
over there?
explanation was given to you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else? The floor is still open on 1377. Mr. Fernandez? Go ahead. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's on 1377. Seeing no one else come forward, can I have a motion to close to the public hearing on ordinance 1377?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed to this motion, please signify by saying nay. Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 1377?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Kraus, call the roll on ordinance 1377, please.
Councilmember Coordinator?
Yes.
Councilmember Kawadi?
Yes.
Councilmember Seaver?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Councilman Quaddi?
Thank you, Council President. Just want to mention that our Green Fair and, excuse me, our first farmers market will be taking place on April 18th at the Rec Center. We hope that people who are concerned with keeping the town green and the environment will attend. We're expecting a strong number of vendors, probably even more than last year. And it's going to be a great program. And then, in addition, there's going to be a farmers market that will be beginning there and continuing after that in a different location. Also, the Little Falls Domestic Violence Prevention Committee has met. We are looking forward to participating in several township events this year. They're actually going to have a table at the Green Fair as well. And they're just going to be available to provide information to anybody who may need it for themselves or a family member, to let people know that this is an issue that affects more people. For those that are affected, that there are people out there who are concerned about them and care about them, and we feel it's important to spread that information. And so they're going to do it at several township events. So if you do see them, please stop by, and if you need information, by all means, take some of the information available, but if you don't, please show your support for the members. Thank you.
Councilman Vanchery?
Thanks, Council President. Just some updates that I have related to transportation and some other events that are planned in town. From a town hall standpoint, as I mentioned, we're just working on schedules with the mayor, because what we're looking to do is combine a couple of different discussions with residents sometime this month, if not in March. The first is going to be targeted towards Jacobus and Van Pelt residents around the speed hump discussion that we're looking to have with them to answer any questions or concerns as we move forward with this project, hopefully in the spring. The second is to discuss some possibility of additions of four-way stop signs as well as some three-way stop signs on certain streets and towns. Thanks to Chief Post, we've identified a few different streets, including Lincoln and Stanley, as well as Prospect and Second, as potential four-way stop signs that we'd like to discuss with some of the residents in that area, as well as a three-way stop sign on Van Pelt and Gray. So this is something that we're looking to coordinate where we could have the residents from each of these streets come in, answer any questions that they have discussion, make sure from a transparency standpoint they know what's going on as we move ahead to likely adopt some ordinances in the near future. The other thing too, recently we did last week, myself, Council President Scoba, as well as Chief Post, we had a chance to meet with some of the officials over at Passaic Valley High School. One of the concerns that we've been getting from a number of different residents that live on various streets around town near the high school is with the 2-hour parking signs, many of the students who are either juniors or seniors that do not have access to the parking lot are parking on these streets, and of course the residents are contacting the police with the 2-hour limit. So we were hoping to have a discussion to see if there was any solutions within the campus in terms of parking, but unfortunately we learned that some of the student spaces were cut this year to accommodate some other teachers and classes that are coming in for some special need programs. So we made it clear that, you know, unfortunately they are in violation of the ordinance, and the police, if they are called, are going to continue to monitor these streets around town. But we did ask that if the school can send out a communication to all of the parents, letting them know about this, because I'm sure there's situations where a bunch of kids have gotten tickets and probably been told mom and dad at this point, and you know, when they get the bill, they're gonna be like, uh-oh, what's going on here? So we're hoping that they'll understand that they have other options, whether it's carpooling with some friends, maybe trying to park in a neighbor or relative's driveway if they could, or taking the bus, which is offered by the high school. So unfortunately, there's nothing in the area that they can use at this point to accommodate the students. There's about 20 or so that potentially park on various streets around town. But, you know, we made the effort to have that conversation with them, and hopefully in the near future they can get some more parking, reconfigure things at the school. But for now, there's nothing we can do at this point. One other thing that we're looking at too with Chief Post is, you know, we've seen in towns like Morristown and a few of the shore districts where they have ordinances in place recently, and similar to what you see in New York about no blocking the box. And it's something that we want to look at with certain roads in town, especially that tie to the county, because with Main Street in Broward Town, if you ever notice in the morning or in the afternoon where, you know, cars coming down from Long Hill block someone trying to make a left onto Broward Town, which causes a lot of traffic. Same thing right here outside, if you look at the light on Union and Main, where someone is waiting, and that happened tonight on my way here from work actually, where cars decide to stop in the middle because for whatever reason in front of them slows down. So we're looking into that potentially to introduce an ordinance around blocking the box. We're just doing some research right now because, like I said, Morristown and about 2 or 3 other shore towns are doing it as well recently, where, you know, if we can alleviate some of that traffic congestion in the center of town, we're hoping to do that as well. That's it from a transportation standpoint. I just have a couple other things I want to go through in terms of events. So May 22nd, we are going to do the concert in the park again the night before the Memorial Day Parade. The good news is we've already got vendors that are committed to doing this, as well as some food trucks, and we have 3 different performers already confirmed. So we're looking at a nice night. We're trying to do a few different things to make it more entertaining for the kids and the parents that are there besides the music. So maybe get some games and stuff going on. And then we're working through May 23rd for Memorial Day Parade. We'll start that process in probably another month, just get people together and start planning what we want to do for that. And then lastly, what I want to talk about is we confirmed last week, we had a chance to meet with the New Jersey Jackals general manager to confirm Little Falls Night, which will take place on Friday, June 26th, up at Yogi Berra Stadium. And in the past, they've primarily worked with just the youth recreation programs just to have the kids on the field. What we're looking to do this time around is really highlight everyone in Little Falls. We're hoping to possibly have some of the fire and police apparatuses on the field, have the EMS folks involved, have still the kids, but then other organizations as well to really make it for everyone and kind of showcase all the different organizations that are a part of Little Falls. So we're working through the details right now with the Jackals, and then we're putting together a flyer with a communication that will include information about buying tickets through the community pass at the rec center, but also for potential businesses that may be interested in promoting their company the night of the game, as well as for other organizations, whether it's folks at the American Legion to the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts that want to be involved. Obviously, you got to buy a ticket, but at least what we're trying to do is get as many people from Little Falls to come to that night, because ideally, if we can get over 1,000 or so people there and show our support for the township, it would be great. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councilmember Maria Martini Cordero.
Thank you, Council President. So the Senior Advisory Committee continues to add a lot of events to our calendar. So on March 13th, we'll be having dessert and dancing, which the last, the Harvest Moon Ball dinner dance, we got over 90 seniors, and I know that council members were there, and they saw just how much fun the seniors have. They don't look like seniors at all. And they really are enjoying these events, so we're going to do a lot more of them. So on the 13th will be dessert and dancing. And then on March 18th, in our continuing series of Lunch and Learn, we'll be having an attorney who specializes in elder law. And they'll be talking about wills and estates, and planning and guardianship, a lot of things that, I mean, you can go to our county surrogate to get this information, but a lot of people don't know that or don't want to go all the way down to Patterson. So to have this individual come to do a seminar and answer everybody's questions, I think is really going to be great. So we're getting a lot of responses for that. So what we've planned so far, and we're going to be putting our calendar up on the town website, but we want to have a lunch and learn every month, growing to perhaps having 2 a month, as the seniors are really responding to this. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I want to thank the committee for all their hard work. I'm very excited to know that the bus is almost ready to go. This is going to be something terrific, and I know all the seniors are looking forward to it. On another note, something that I got appointed to that the mayor volunteered me for, that I spoke a little bit about before, is I am on the Complete County Count. And what that is, it's an initiative for the 2020 census. So these committees, every county has one of these committees, and it is the state that authorized these committees to be established, and work for the census is, of course, funded by the state. Why the census is important: in 2010, New Jersey was sorely undercounted. And because of that, we lost a congressional seat, which means we lose influence in Washington. Counties and townships lose federal funding. And then even on the state level, you can lose funding. It changes the maps of how our assembly districts are drawn, how our congressional districts are drawn. So it's highly, highly important that we get everybody counted. So some of the things that we will be doing, we're going to be holding a job fair. There's some great jobs, and it's not, you know, when you think of the census, you think of, oh, I'm going to get paid to go knock on people's doors and ask them to fill out a form. It's really so much beyond that. There's so much technology involved. There's 4 different ways that people will be contacted, with the last being somebody actually going to their door. But there are a lot of great jobs that pay as much as $23 an hour. And so there are a lot of seniors and people that may be working part-time that have expressed interest. So information will go out soon for this job fair. We're also going to be looking for volunteers to be ambassadors for the census program. And that's really important because they're going to help us get everybody counted in our town. You know, in Little Falls, we're not worried so much about everybody getting counted here. The mayor's already being proactive about making sure any new residents that we have will get counted, and of course, we'll also offer them the opportunity to register to vote, which is very important. But I'm also working with the county on helping some of the other towns in our valley to make sure they get completely counted. So, because it is important for everybody, not just that we get completely counted. So you'll be hearing more about this. It's a big undertaking by the state and the county, but it's really, really important. Thank you.
Councilmember Coordinator, by saying bus, I gather, I hate to use the word senior bus, but that's, the senior bus is what you're alluding to?
Correct.
Mayor, you want to follow up? When is this bus hitting the road, or has it hit the road?
It is in service now. The graphics for it are being completed by Mr. May, so he is working on the final graphics for our bus. And it will soon not only be on the road, but it will also be decorated.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Sieber?
Thank you. So thank you to Steve May for already, again, reiterating for the vaping night. It's this Wednesday, so definitely encourage everybody to sign up. It is at Passaic Valley High School at 6:30, and it is a free event, and it is for adults only. So really an important event, and hope that you can all come out and support the Municipal Alliance. We have some other exciting things underway. We are in the process of starting a townwide garage sale in May for a weekend, where all residents can come in and fill out a permit, and the town will help market your garage sale. It's for the weekend, very popular in other surrounding towns, so we're looking to jump on board with that type of event. We're also looking to start a town farmers market, very early planning stages, so more to come on that, and that will be from spring through fall.
Thank you. Councilor, do you have anything for this governing body that you'd like to talk about?
Not this point.
Mayor, do you have anything else you'd like to add this evening?
Nothing else right now.
Mr. Crucio?
Nothing further, sir.
Mr. Chief Post? Thank you. Can I have a motion to open to public comment for agenda items only?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please signify by saying nay. Mrs. Kraus?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. Please give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President.
The floor is open. Mr. Fernandez?
Even though Luis Fernandez, 54.
When you come up for a second time, you just have to say your name. You don't have to say the address.
Even though what I'm just about to say is not on the agenda, those are things that you mentioned at one point, each and every one of you. This is number one. Mr. Vincherri, you said that Little Falls Night will be on a Friday. I remember a couple of years ago, it happened to be on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the turnout will be a little better, a little bigger if you have it on a Saturday? Meaning that I'm sure it will be around 7 or so. Most people, like myself, I work in the city. It's hard to make 7.
Yeah, Council President.
So the question is about moving Little Falls Night to a Friday night?
Yeah, we've done it in the past on Saturdays, and the challenge was we weren't getting a lot of people because usually they would take advantage of going away that weekend and not being around. So we're trying to do it because it's the week after school ends, so we're hoping people are still around to try to do it, because the week before, unfortunately, is high school graduation, because we couldn't book anything there. The other thing, too, is they're trying to do other promotions on Saturday nights. So these township ones, they're trying to push during the week instead. And we didn't want to do a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday as you got closer to the end of the school year. So Friday's where we netted out. That seems to be a good fit for them. And what we're hoping to do, too, is because it's a 7 o'clock start, a lot of people can get out of work and make it there. And again, it's trying to include others, where in the past it was just the kids and you had to rush to get them there by 5 o'clock to get them on the field. So this time around, they won't have to worry about that and just have a night out. And plus, because the next day, hopefully everybody can kind of relax, don't have to go to work.
Another thing that I observed, what is Hunter? And I don't mean, he's not in Ukraine working for Burisma. I mean, what is our DPW, Philip Simon? I know that he hasn't been feeling well. Is that the reason why he's absent? He's not doing well. He's a beloved member of our community. I respect him a lot, and I would like to know whether that's the reason why he's absent.
I concur with your statements, Mr. Fernandez. However, the department heads don't need to check with council whether they're going to be attending the meetings or not. We'd like to see department heads in here naturally. We are grateful that the chief is here of the police, that our engineer is here, Mr. Crucio as well as the head of DPW, but I can't comment on his status. If the mayor would like to say anything, Mayor.
No, I don't know if his attendance or lack thereof this evening is related to his health or other plans that he had. I'm uncertain.
You don't have to elaborate, as well as long as his health is okay, that's all I can.
But he was at work today, I think, or I saw him today in the town hall, so.
I haven't seen him for a while, that's why I asked. And point of information, regarding ordinance 1341, I know you don't want to comment on this, but suppose Mr. Bagg will ask at a meeting under the section public comments, general matters, will his question be answered?
I'm not sure what question wasn't answered,
Whatever
Mr.
question he
Fernandez.
asked regarding 1340, ordinance
Yeah.
1341.
Yeah, I mean, here when we entertain, well, this is, right now, is under agenda items. So that question wouldn't come up. Under agenda items are items that are discussed.
Correct.
Here.
Well, I'm saying, as a point of
But
interest.
if he wanted to bring that up under general matters, that would be fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
right, that'd be fine. We're not here to shut any speaker down, as you know. We'll stay here and entertain all speakers. We have a very, unlike the past, we entertain the questions and we answer the questions. The floor is still open. Seeing the words come forward, can I have a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of this motion to close into the public, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please signify by saying nay. At this time, can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning this meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying nay. This meeting is now adjourned.